Hello and what's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and if you're coming back, oh boy, we have a very good video today. So, in 2 more days, version 5.2 is coming to hit the global and the SEA server, and by the way, congrats SEA on their 4th anniversary. But with it, it's not only gonna be 1 Valkyrie, but 2 Valkyries coming up. So, I'll be guiding you and guiding your crystals today to the right direction because believe it or not, one of the Valkyries is an absolute trap. So let's just hop right into it. Today we are answering 3 questions. Which Valkyrie to choose from? What is the best gear for each one of them? And is this update F2P friendly and beginner friendly or not? The update will bring Mobius, an Electrocross user that is mech DPS, and Raven, a fire bow user that is gonna be imaginary and support. Which makes her the first imaginary character, but there's a catch to it as well. At first, I thought Mobius is gonna be like, a knockoff of Herrscher of Thunder that will be just available for people who don't want to get a side character or just don't have Herrscher of Thunder to begin with. But oh no, mate. Oh no. She packs a punch, and she's probably gonna burn your phone. Her attack is exactly linked to her ult. So the more you attack, the more you build up your gauge. Then you can take turns between attack and ult to combo, make insane amount of damage, and get the SP you need for an ult. After that, you can just hold her ult button at 100 SP to unleash the same combo, but with insanely more thunder damage. The girl is packing, I tell you, and not in the way you think, but I'll explain more in a sec. Next up, you have the most anticipated character, Raven. Though I don't understand why she's an absolute fan favorite. I mean, I know, sue me. I think for sure that Mihoyo did her dirty this time. Raven's attack sequence is a mix between bow and martial arts, which give her the ability just to knock enemies airborne and to convert from close range to melee. But the problem starts with her stats. You see, she is set to be full and complete support for Herrscher of Flamesion. So that limits her usability almost completely. Her ult is extremely amazing buff for the Herrscher of Flamesion as it stays on battle even after she leaves, and give her an AoE kinda buff. But that's where the problem actually comes in. You see, her attacks are extremely low, that you must have Azure Impria to give you SP so you can actually drop Raven and make the ult. That is the most important part about her. Otherwise, having Sunko Rondo is probably even a better option from a crystal standpoint, from an F2P standpoint, and from a beginner standpoint. Or heck, even Phoenix Fuwa can carry out so amazing that the short answer for who to choose between them is obviously both. If you're let me tell you something. If you are pulling for Mobius, then you will have Raven shards. Believe it or not, Raven will not have her own banner. Her equipment will do, but her will not have a banner of her own. So, I mean, you can still get her shards if you are pulling for Mobius, as I said. Don't forget the cooking and open world event that's gonna happen. It'll give you tons of her shards, and if you are just like absolutely desperate, you can just unlock her immediately from the Elysian Realm shop. Other than that, she doesn't have a banner, as I said, so I know, shocker, I wonder why, but that's beside the point. Next up, let's talk a little bit about their equipment. Mobius is equipment oriented. She is very nice and extremely beautiful gameplay wise, but for her combo, she needs a specific sticks that focus on ult. Now, Talus and Luke are meant to be ult oriented, but sadly they are fire oriented. So for that, we just need to look for something similar as possible to them. And that leaves us with Monet set that is made for Hawk of the Fog, and it focuses on ult. And if you want to push it, Nagemitsu, if you want to go for it F2P wise. But for her to make real damage, like competitive damage, you need her stick set, regardless of what you think. Next up, her weapon. The only thunder-oriented crosses are the 4-star one, Judah, who is fairly old. I mean, you should probably have it by now for people who have been playing for a while. And her signature weapon. If you have Judah, then good for you. You secured the weapon of choice. If you don't, then maybe most likely make sure to get her weapon. Her weapon comes in with a pre-arm that can reach for 428 attack. It's not as high as Herrscher of Thunder. Herrscher of Thunder is a pre-arm is the highest in the game so far. Or if you want, you can go farmable and go for the 5-star available. It should be enough. Next up, you have Raven. Now, my personal opinion is she's a support in an A rank. Let alone that, you know, she's not very useful without Azure Impria. So, if you really want to spoil her, her weapon should be absolutely sufficient. Otherwise, let me give you some actual good stick to use on her. First and foremost, Bringer of Light set can be absolutely useful. Though they are event set that would come in later on, if you have them, or at least have 2 of them, then you're in a solid position. It can deal a lot of AoE damage for roughly 5 seconds, which is theoretically all you need before you switch her out, and then you can get Herrscher of Flamesion out. And if you don't have, you know, Margrave set, then I recommend absolutely getting it. It's available in Battle Pass right now, and even if you don't have Azure Impria, you can still make use of it on Raven, because they are extremely support fire oriented. Finally, for F2P players, you are in luck actually, because the Fuhua set is a custom fit for support Valkyries and then you don't have to spend any crystals whatsoever, and it's made for fire damage. So yeah, you're in a good shape. Now, let's talk signets, because I know at the end of the day, we will be spending hours grinding in the Elysian Realm, whether we like it or not. So for Mobius, focus on Kevin, Hua, and Eden's signets. They are the absolute best, honestly. Elijah gives 2 really nice signets. That one focuses on evasion, which really goes well with Sakura, and the other one shields her in a bubble shaped like, and that is, you know, perfect fit for Fuhua because she doesn't take damage. However, she shines the most, absolutely the most, with Kevin and Eden. Mobius is a long-ranged fast attack Valkyrie, so she's able to get a lot of SP, then her ult is phenomenal and stays for a good while. So Kevin's signets can unbelievably destroy all enemies in such a short time. Next up, we have Raven. She makes very good use from Kalpas, honestly, as well as Sakura and Sue. She's short distance and melee, so she's prone to lose a lot of HP and get hit quite a bit, which makes Kalpas amazing for her. And for the evasion, Sakura is a must. She's a fast attacker, so Sue can help her build a combo quite a bit and give her a nice kick that she needs to get into the Clock Bastard stage. But yeah, that's it for Elysian Realm. Nothing much into it. Finally, let's talk about the update in general. The rewards are packed with valuable stuff. I mean, if nothing, they are just giving you a fire DPS Valkyrie, which still better than a certain goose after all those years, and an ice DPS Valkyrie that if you slap Anaset on her, you have a Valkyrie as strong as Herrscher of Reason. And a Thunder sub support DPS, who is, you know, still in the meta, believe it or not, and she's going pretty strong. So we are given a new Quanta Shield Breaker cannon that is fit for Yamabuki armor, could really save you a lot of time, and can make Abyss and your life way easier. Then you have around 15 supply or Valkyrie cards depending on what you choose, tons and tons and tons of other stuff that, oh my god, it seriously never ends. It's a prime time to be a new player, basically. Make sure you don't skip the starter banner, and if you get Herrscher of Thunder, then you don't need Mobius. But if you get Azure Impria, then Mobius is a must. She'll carry you probably until the end of the game. Believe it or not, I use her in Elysian Realm, and I'm a level 72 in the Chinese server. So, you know, I'm in the heavy mid-game, kinda. And it still took me probably like less than a minute and a half to finish that Clock Bastard. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I've got for you guys today. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.